Sorry for the sorry for the tardiness. Come up in here, you rocking with the bull. Sorry for the tardiness. 3 years. 3 minutes. Three minutes late. Oh man. Sorry for the tardiness, y'all. Ran a couple minutes late, but I'm here. And we gonna get to this live. And hopefully it'll be a good one. I know it's gonna be a good one. Because I know y'all saw that title. But we're gonna get to it. Give it a few seconds or maybe even a minute. Let's get some people up in here. I appreciate y'all for being in here, the few that are. And the title rings true, but it might not be what y'all think. So I'm gonna touch on it. Once we get some people up in here, we're gonna talk about it. Oh man. It's a dreary Tuesday night, at least over here where I'm at. It's raining, it's cats and dogs, it's foggy, the whole nine. But Timothy, what's the deal? Yeah, we're gonna get into it. Can y'all hit that like button so we can get started? And we're gonna touch on a few things tonight. Last time I went live, I was a little in the dumps, but I'm feeling better now. So it definitely should be better, better quality. I'm gonna just put it like that. Better quality, better content. Cause the topic, y'all, is a real one. We have, needless to say, we have a lot of single men out here. A whole lot. A whole lot. And I'm gonna keep it real, a lot of single women. And I'm sorry, I'm just catching up on something. We got a lot of single people, just period. But we know a lot of men are standing on business with that single movement that we talk about ad nauseum, right? So I was thinking about that very thing, and I'm like, yo, do it get any better for either gender? Obviously, I was thinking more towards the man side, but do it get any better for this quagmire that we in with dating and relationships and even friendships and just modern time, period, right? And I had to really think about that because most of the men I know are solid human beings. Most. I know some distasteful men. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think we all do. They could be our friends, our family, people we work with, what people we came up with, whatever. But I know a lot of stand-up dudes, a lot of logical thinkers. And I'm like, wait a minute. I don't see these guys folding for the most part. We know it's simps out here. We're going to get to the simps. But I don't see a guy that has self-respect, morals, integrity, boundaries, standards, dignity, pride. I don't see these men folding, and then I throw the other side of it. Well, I don't see these women changing because they're cultivating each other. I see no end in sight. Needless to say, it's going to get worse before it get better. I think we all can agree to that. So when I ponder even more on that aspect, I came up with this. And that's the fact that is a lot of men that are single now is probably going to be single for the rest of their life. Now, you can look at that in two scopes. You can look at that as me being the bearer of bad news because I'm going to keep it a buck. I talk all this stuff on this channel, but I believe in the sanctity between the man and the woman because I have traditional traits to me that I can't help. But on the other hand, I get why a lot of men don't want to deal with these type of women. You feel me? So I see both aspects of it, and it does come off as being a bearer of bad news because that's a thing for most of my men, if you're in a certain age range, that a lot of guys don't really want to cope with. A lot of guys are saying to themselves, it's bad now, but I'ma find that diamond in the rough. Or it can't be this bad. I know I'm gonna come across a woman of some type of significant mindset or morality or whatever you want to call it. A lot of men are saying that. We gotta keep it a buck. We talk that staying single stuff, and a lot of us mean it. A lot of us really are standing on it. That's why I made this video. But in the back of those men's head that's saying, I'm staying single, I'm staying on business, I'm just using these women for recreational purposes, I'm just getting my rocks off. When I do meet women, it's just a fling, whatever the case may be, they stand on that. But in the back of those men's heads as well, they're saying, I'm doing that for now. It could be a year, 2 years, however. But I know down the road, I mean, it can't be this bad. I know I'm gonna run into that shorty that understand me and understand, not just understand me, understand that these times is so wicked. It's so demonic out here. It can't be this way, like forever. And I gotta keep it a buck. There we go on that bearer of bad news part. I don't see women changing. I see women getting worse. They raising they daughters to be like this. They're telling their friends to be this. They high-fiving thoughts. If a chick, listen, I know women, and they can deny it and say it ain't all women because it's not. I know women that high-five each other for having rosters. It's not the mean. It's not. It's not, you move like that? There's some. But they looked at it in a certain way. And we know most women want to fit, especially with their counterparts. And I'm not necessarily saying that's a bad thing because most people want to fit in with their counterparts. But when we're talking about something so distasteful, I can't egg on nobody that's carrying about in that way. Y'all feel me? So that's where I came, and I'm about to get to y'all comments. That's where I came up with the thought process of this one, saying, you know what? Most men, self-respecting men, because I'm going to get to the other men. There's men out here that's distasteful that don't mind it. And what it is a lack of being aware. Because these guys that's walking around, there's a lot of men in solid relationships that are going through the most. These guys that are in relationships, and I ain't going to say every man, because I know wholeheartedly that there's some good women out here. But your average guy that's dealing with a modern woman, one of these hypergamous acting women, one of these women that's very highly in social media. These guys are dealing with the most with them bitches. We got to keep it a buck. It ain't, she just act that way, but with me, no, bro, you going through the most with that motherfucker. And I know you are. And it speaks volumes that most of these men are not in relationships or having situationships or friends with benefits, because that's why. These women ain't worth shit. They not. Your average woman, not all. I think I'm going to start putting that phrase in the description box because it's like I got to say it. I still get the emails saying, why you acting like all women like that? I say it all the time, it ain't all women. It's most women. So we got to speak to the majority. Fellas, if y'all didn't know, it's a thing. Women get praised for being whores. They do. She could be a okay person. She could be a good mother. She could be a hard worker. But when she go to work and she hear that her homie is a thought, she don't condemn them. She say, "Oh, for real?" Now that could go along with a lot of things. That could be it ain't none of her business. She not the judgment type. She not judgmental or whatever. There's a lot of nuances and things that go with that. Not saying you gotta condemn every slut to hell that you come across. That people ain't moving like that. But I'm telling you, in the grand scheme of things, and it could be some of y'all girls. Like some of y'all that's watching right now are in relationships, and it's fine. But they don't tell they homie that, damn, that's crazy. Damn, you juggling three men, or you use men for money, or you this, you that. They don't talk like that. They cheer, big them up, and they might compare body counts and how many men on your roster and how many. I'm telling you, I know it sound academic. I know it sound very distasteful. I know it sound like one of them things that you like. No, women can't be that self-sabotaging and that demonic. I'm telling you, it's the chick up the street. So while I was rattling off about that, the reason why I come up with this video is because of that. It's because it ain't going to change. It's going to get worse. It's cool to be a slut. I'm going to get to y'all comments. It's cool to be a slut. And she can tell you a liar all she want. Because I know you got homegirls and you got a friend and you got a girlfriend. And she tell you no, it ain't like that. She's lying to you, bro. She's lying. Women praise other distasteful women. They do. So it's one of them things where it's going to get worse. Meaning men that have these morals, these standards, these boundaries, dignity, discipline, integrity, they're going to be single for life because they're not going for it. That's why they're going to be single for life. Not because they just unlucky or they not rubbing elbows with the right type of women or they not in these certain places or whatever the case, or you not attractive enough. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying because you got so much discipline and you're not going for the shit at a high level where you're not going to meet the woman that you're willing to say, okay, I can somewhat commit to this woman. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And it's real. It's real talk, y'all. I'm going to get in here now. I'm going to rattle off. Y'all bear with me. I'm going to get to some of y'all stuff. But it's a real joint. Like, I had to keep it a buck on that. Okay, so, hey, Unique. Let's see. That's, you said, is my ancestors black? Yeah. Yeah, they're black. Who's that? All right, so these are the last days. Who said that? That's my man, TX. What's up, bro? Yeah, and it's showing that. It's showing that we are in a crazy time. There's a crazy period in this era because this stuff is pushed. That's another thing. It ain't just women egging on other women. It's society falling victim to this and making it seem like that's cool or that's the way. Like women is just one thing. Is that Sarah? Appreciate you. I think that's Sarah. Yes, there are good homegirls. Definitely, there's a lot. It's good women out here. That I will never refrain from. I will never say none of these women are worth your time. All these women are trash. All these women carry those deceitful ways. No, that's not true. I see women all the time, and I know women personally that are good, like through and through. So yeah. I just want to get to y'all comments so we won't be having to backtrack and stuff. But yeah, that's a real joint. Uh, Angel? No. My bad. I'll be butchering y'all names. Angelicia. What's up? Um, I appreciate that. I appreciate the support. Yeah, and listen, who this? Courtney? Courtney, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I appreciate that comment. But believe it or not, I'm one of them content creators or YouTubers, whatever people want to call me, that I actually think about the next man. A lot of this stuff ain't even stuff I'm going through personally. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's stuff I maybe went through in my past or stuff I saw from a close. I'm very observant. So this ain't necessarily stuff that I'm going through right now. I just know the common man and I know modern times. So I'm looking out for all of y'all and myself. I'm gonna put myself in that, but this ain't just a me thing. But I do appreciate that, Courtney. Um, I'm 25. Never. Okay, that's Al Pastor. What's the deal, bro? They're not changing the best thing you can do. Focus, man. Yeah, you gotta. Sometimes you. That's all you gotta tune out the noise because that's all it be. It's a bunch of noise. And you get caught up in that tailspin or that whirlwind of thought process, and you right there in it. And none of us perfect. I'm not. I ain't saying I go out here with my head held high and I'm better than people and I'm on this higher ground because I'm not. I got flaws. I got things that is. I have distasteful thoughts about women. I mean, so I lust for women. I do like I ain't taking it that far now, but what's real is real. And 304s are being praised. And a lot of men is going to live their life, the rest of their life as single men. I truly believe that. I'm not wishing that on nobody. I'm not wishing that because, like I said earlier, I believe in the sanctity between a man and a woman. I do believe men need women and women damn sure need men. Like, it's one of them things. We were created to bond, but the bonding ain't happening in these times. Not on a high level. The only bonding I'm seeing is a bunch of fornication. That's the only bonding that men and women are doing in these times. Everything else is a facade or fake, or it's for likes and validation and this and that. That's what's happening. Ain't no true love or chemistry going on out here. Not with people that's just meeting. You know, the old timers that been married for 10, 15, 20 years, that might be the closest thing to real genuine love nowadays. You know, because these women, it's hard to love. It's hard to love on most of these women. You know, because they all act alike, talk alike, think alike, dress alike, wear their hair alike, everything. And when they trying to be an individual, it's usually some fake stuff. Because women catch on quick. Just like I need to get through these comments quick. All right. No shame. You safe. Okay. No lies being told. Michael, I appreciate you, Mike. Uh, Last time I was dating, I had no money. No money for beer. That's that's a funny one. Facts on facts. Steve, appreciate you. Mike, I got the yig joint. I appreciate you. Some of these, obviously, I'm not going to, because I'm trying to get the context. I know I'm late to the party, but bear with me, y'all. I try to get to y'all comments because I appreciate y'all being in here. For real. That's real rap. Uh, Self-respecting men don't have time for it. Yeah, the gaslighting, all that. The hot and cold. Let me keep it real. Guys, the guys that I'm talking about ain't got time for the nonsense that most of these women are doing. That's why I'm saying they more than likely, I hope they don't, but more than likely they gonna be single for quite a long time, if not forever. Because I know a lot of guys that's no nonsense. They nice guys, they funny, they got hearts, they have charisma, but they not for the stuff that I see. I could be out. I see women at dinner tables pulling out their phone for everything. They are sitting across from a dude. Now that's not the end all be all, and that don't make a woman an awful person. But it's stuff like that that a lot of guys that I know ain't full of snap lights, camera action everywhere we go, or the extra loudness, or the unruliness, the vulgarness, the unsensical thought process that a lot of modern women have. That's just fact. So that's why I came up with this. Like I'm like most guys like that ain't where they like if you do meet it, if you do meet something that's a little different, most of the time it's a facade. We know these women are great actresses. You know, they know how to reel you in. I'm keeping it a buck because it's too, and I'm not going to take up for them on this, but it's too accessible and it's too normalized for them not to be this. Now, having morals and having your own mind is a thing. So that's why I said I'm not taking up for it. But when it turned into the regular everyday norm, this is why these women don't act like that. It's normal to be hypergamous. It's normal to not have morals. It's normal to not have no type of integrity at all. It's normal to have a roster. It's normal to use people. You know what I'm saying? So this is why. This is why it's like it's this bad. So that was a good one, Randy. I appreciate that. My boy Dre in the building. What's up, Dre? I know I'm just getting to you. Yeah, I appreciate you for stopping on in. Can we hit the like button, y'all? Even if y'all plan on rolling out of this joint, can you hit it on your way out so we can push it to more people? I would appreciate that. Most women run game. Yeah, they run game, what they call game, but that's another thing. Speaking to the self-respecting man, he done heard all the game. He done heard the game to the fullest, so it's like it ain't really it's game to whoever never been there and done it. Cause for real, these chicks ain't really pulling no wool over a man's eyes that been there and done it. Now don't get me wrong, we all done been fooled before. We all done been cheated on. We all done been whatever. I'm not saying anybody's Teflon to that, but nowadays you can see it a mile away on these chicks. You can see it a mile away. If you've been there and done it, you can see it a mile away. So it's game. Don't you right about that? But it's game to certain men. Can't trust these women. I mean, Steve. That all right. Who else we got up in here? I want to get to all y'all. Hold on. And I'm gonna touch on the topic some more. No loyal here. They didn't even get. Damn, that's crazy. Is that my man Rasta in the building? What's up, Rasta, man? I appreciate you being in here, man. Man. Yo, he said, imagine getting ghosted after being married. That's out there, Mike. Um, Epstein stuff. Philly John. Come on. It's messing with my John. Hold on. Trying to get to as much of these comments as I can, y'all, within reason. But I got the most of y'all. Hold up. Yeah, so that within itself is a joint, you know? It's just one of them things that we really have to I had to touch on it and we gotta think about it. Like when you really think about it, most guys that's carrying it a certain way, I'm gonna use that terminology. It ain't listen, it's more than likely not gonna be the ending result of finding that one that is trustworthy and that deserves your attention. Because at the end of the day, we talk about that a lot. Women that deserve your attention, that deserve that validation or whatever you want to call it. I don't know many that's out here in these times that's on it, you know? And that's just the thing. Gotta keep it a buck. I gotta keep it a buck on that. But What do y'all think about as far as this topic that I'm talking about? And how many men that is listening to this or women don't mind being single? Because we gotta keep it real. Like I said earlier, the being single thing is a thing, but I don't think men really thought of it like forever, unless they of a certain age. If you in your 30s or 40s or even 20s, I don't think you mean it forever. Now, once you like, if you're in your 60s or something, you might be saying that. It depends. It's all about the age or where you are in your life. But I really believe men is probably like, okay, I'm being single for the immediate future. But I know down the road, I'm probably, obviously, I'm an upstanding guy. I carry it a certain way. I know I'm going to meet that chick. And I don't know. Like I said, I really don't know. Um, Because don't get it messed up. There are guys out here that's really standing on that staying single stuff. I mean, standing on it and really is like, got blinders on. Got blinders on, like real red. Yeah, that's definitely right. That's definitely true, Rasta. Like, ain't nothing wrong with being single because you work on yourself. You get more done. So, yeah, this ain't me demeaning being single. Y'all know I preach the total opposite of that. Um, it's just when you really think of the likelihood that you could, not to be grim, but die single. You know what I mean? That part. Because it's so bad out here. Not because it's something you doing, just because it's like, that's how bad it is in this time. That is like, all right, I might spend my last days that single man. That's also a thing. So that's all I was saying. Yeah, gotta worry about that. Good men always struggle, and that's okay. We will always be outcasts in society. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit on the last live, Dre. How what's good is bad and what's bad is good. You know, and it seemed like good men, even though we ain't talking about perfection here, but just good men on the scope is somewhat outcast nowadays. And that's crazy to fathom, but it's true. You know, you gotta have some type of edge. Well, edginess is being mild. You gotta have some type of demonic thoughts to you to be looked at as whatever. It's just true. And that's wild. I could never think on that landscape. I can't be that guy. You know, it's fucked up, but you know, um, it's just one of them things. I wanted to get y'all thoughts on it, and we definitely got some good dialogue here. Um, it's just it's the chicks, man. The chicks is just that bad. The chicks is god awful. They try to make it seem like it ain't all when it ain't, but they try to make it seem like it ain't even most. And that's the part that make me scratch my head because it's like, baby, I've been around the block. I'm in some of these places. I know how they talk. Hell, I got family members that keep it a buck with me and tell me all the time that women ain't shit. These women ain't shit. Not just women in general, these women, you know? So it's just one of them things that us fellas gotta come to realization on. Um, I can't even take a chick roller skating because ain't no food. Yo, let's talk about that. My man Rasta brought up a good point. Even if you did approach some of these unapproachables, because that's what I like to call them, unapproachables, you like, all right, let's shoot the shit. Let's do something. It's a criteria for the date. It's a criteria. If it ain't no food involved, it's not a date. Now, traditionally, when you think of dating, you do think of some type of meal. You do. But it's one of them things, it's to the man's discretion because, for one, we supposed to be getting to know each other. For two, it's probably on my dime. And for three, if you really rock with me the way you, not say you got to rock with me fully because it's a date. So we don't know each other yet, but we at least know that we somewhat are attracted to each other, right? Then it shouldn't matter where I'm taking you. It shouldn't matter. You feel me? But with modern times and social media, like my man Rasta said, that's another thing. Sometimes it don't even be, you don't even get to know the woman that well because of the way she carrying it before you really get a chance to court and vet. Because of the hypergamous traits, the ambivalent mindset, where you don't know whether she coming or going, the promiscuous outlook. Because some of these chicks show you that they're promiscuous without even you knowing nothing about her. You can just tell by how she moving and this and that, some of her thought process and the things she's saying, some of her verbiage and things of that nature. You can kind of tell. You be like, oh, this one of them type bitches. Like, let's keep it a buck. Because we hear it so much, so we kind of know it. You're like, oh, you one of them type of sluts. Oh, shit. I thought you was a little different, but, oh, you a chip off the old block. All right, let me see if I can, let's see, how can I speed this up? Maybe I'll fuck her real quick. I don't even want to do that. Because I don't know about y'all. Like, we all dealt with some distasteful women before. You know, attraction is a motherfucker, so I'm not shaming that. But when a woman come off as too slutty, I don't even want, me personally, this is a me thing. Y'all guys might go for what y'all know, I get it. But if she come off super slutty, I don't even, because now I'm thinking other stuff. I'm thinking about the ramifications for other shit, if y'all know what I mean. So it's like, I always, when I was a young bull, my 20s, my teens, I always thought like that. I never liked an overly slutty woman. We all like lustful women, women that has some erotic to them, but they get it fucked up. They think we like women that's erotic. That freak in the sheet, woman in the streets, freak in the sheets shit is a real term. This shit sound corny and it's old as hell, but it's very real for most men. Men want an erotic woman with him behind closed doors. Not for everybody, not having a nasty mouth when we out, not talking about all these things you've done. Men don't care about that shit. Men look at women with a side eye when they talk like that, but they think they getting bigged up. Like, oh yeah, he big up at me. No, I ain't big up at you. I'm looking at you like you a whore. Like, I'm going to keep it a buck. Whether we going to be exclusive or not. That's no claim to fame that you did this, did that, and Tom, Dick, and Harry did that. You know what I mean? Like, that's just me. But no, it's true. Like, women got the wrong outlook of men. They think we are them. They think that we think like them. Women like men that been around the block. Not all, but I'm going to say most. I'm comfortable saying most. Women like men that been places, that seen things, that been with women. Believe it or not, fellas, I don't know if y'all been hidden under a rock or y'all might not know. I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. Women like men that has been places. That's the only way I can put it. And to a certain extent, that's fine. That's not a modern thing. That's how our mothers were. Believe it or not, our moms, depending on what age range you in, our moms liked it, man, that been around. I ain't gonna say necessarily like gigolos or nothing, but experience looks well on a man. I tell you all the time, that shit don't look good on a woman. Now, if you just doing whatever you doing with her, then you really don't care about, you might not care about that. I'm talking about courting and vetting. Women think them being this and that is something that is endearing to guys. They think on that landscape, and that's fine, but we not like that, you know? So it's one of them things. But to keep it a buck, yeah, that's how they move. Like, so men ain't even getting to the part of courting and vetting. These women are playing their cards, and I appreciate that. If I was a dude out here looking for women, I love a woman that's gonna show me who she is. Cause now I can just leave you alone without no date. I can leave you alone with a text or hey, how you been? All the bullshit that men do to show women they interested. No. You showed me that you was a Jezebel from Front Street. My joint is quick. I'm not gonna sit there and entertain somebody that I know is, I mean, it ain't happening. So I do appreciate women being very bold and showing who they are and not giving a fuck. But it's uh what um let me get to y'all comments because something ain't right. Um my bad, I got sidetracked. Anyway, damn y'all. Yeah, so that's one of them joints. Women ain't even getting, they not even getting in the race because of things of their own doing. And they don't realize it till it's too late. And we know what comes with that. They they wait until they beat up and use and abuse. And what they do. Now all of a sudden, they want the guy that was stable, the guy that did have morals, boundaries. The boy at the hookah lounge ain't her cup of tea no more. The boy that's standing in front of the deli all day with the same underwear on that he had for 3 days, she don't like him no more. That's not her, like, that's not what she go for. It's not working for her all of a sudden. No, I would not. They know you would never. No. You got used and abused. Your jaw is stretched all the way out. Y'all know what I mean. And now, and I'm going to keep it real, that's not really a modern thing either. That goes back to our parents, not calling none of y'all parents anything, but y'all know what I mean. Going back to that age range as well. That's why other women, the modern women, think they gonna do it is do the same template. They like, all right, shit, I could just turn up, live life, do this, do that, and then once things get mundane and my looks start deteriorating, even though they deteriorated well before that. You know what? That boy that worked at 9 to 5 is cool. He not so bad after all. He is one of them Jones, y'all. It's one of them Jones. It just is. So I don't know. I don't. Let me check something real quick, y'all. I gotta turn this on. Damn, that thing. Yeah, so it's like we know the signs. We know what it is. They think they pulling the fast one, but it ain't that. It really ain't. Now they say this ain't that. It ain't that. For most. Let me get back to some of y'all comments. Some of these comments has been crazy lately. I saw something come across the screen, but I'm not even gonna speak on it. Just know I do have moderators to those that want to troll or whatever or say inappropriate stuff. It don't bother me. I just don't like it affecting everybody else enjoying the chat. So it don't bother me but what it does do is it breaks the flow of things, and that we can't have. Oh, y'all cracking up. All right. Yeah, it's real. It's real. I see y'all laughing because that's how it go. Women don't, like my man Rasta said earlier, women don't even want to go on these regular dates. Regular dates. Like, you can't take a chick for a walk. You can't. Man, listen. I'm glad I'm not in the dating world. Because these women would hate me, y'all. They would hate me. Bitch, we going out for a walk. Or we going to, let's go get some ice cream. I'll tell a chick. I don't care. Because you know what? And I ain't gonna say it's done purposely. That might be my mood. And it ain't about being cheap either, fellas. It's more one of them things where you get to kinda, it's a win-win. Cause you get to, go take a chick out somewhere and get to know her, hopefully. Or you get to alleviate the bullshit. There's no gaslighting. There's no fluff. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's one of them joints where you like, Okay, you gonna renege on this date? I'm trying to send you on. Cool. You know, no, like one thing about me, I'm not emotional at all. Not saying I don't know how to love and I don't know how to be compassionate for a woman and all that, but I'm weed out the bullshit. I ain't got time for all this. We ain't gonna play these games. So an ice cream date not good enough for you? All right, cool. I'm gonna lose your number. You don't have to ghost me because I'm gonna help you get to the ghost. Like it's going to be what it's going to be. I'm not because you're showing already that this what type of. So and I tell a lot of men, not tell. I suggest a lot of men do that, man. Be like it ain't about being cheap. It's about being sturdy. Offer these chicks dates to like Dairy Queen and shit. Who gives a fuck? Like, oh, that's only gonna be $10. Damn, the price matters. So it showed me what you about. You was only there to be lights, camera, action, take your flicks, and bragging to your friends anyway. Chicks that really bang with guys don't care. That's another one, and that's another weed out thing because it might not be that she necessarily is materialistic. It might be just the fact I don't like him enough, so he gotta take me to this 5-star restaurant because I'm gonna ghost him anyway. It might not be a materialistic thing or a holier than thou thing. This is how women are letting you know in real time that they don't like you that much. Because if a chick like you, and obviously it's a first date, y'all don't know each other that well, but chicks know who they like. Whether they've been knowing you for a month, 3 days, or 3 years. Women have that. It's an instant thing. It's an instant attraction. It's an instant emotion, an instant feeling. Not day one, but after a few days of texting and talking, a chick know I like this guy. Only he can fuck this up. Only he can talk his way out of this pussy. He could only like it's nothing that I'm gonna do. I like him, so it's up. Not saying they whores or whatever, but when I say pussy, meaning you gonna get to it. It might not be that night, you know, but you know what I mean. He like unless he do something weird or do something different from what he been doing these last whatever, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Women think like that, and I'm not knocking it. That's just how they think. They are very instant with their attraction. That's why I tell you, fellas, it ain't no growing on no chick. Ain't no changing no chick or taming a woman. They know whether they like you from the rip. They know what they willing to accept from you from the rip. So if a woman is saying, oh, Dairy Queen not enough, a walk in the park ain't enough, what type of chick you think I am and all that, it shows you like, all right, I don't need to deal with this chick. And you ghost you ghost your own self. If that makes sense. You like, all right, and that's it. There's no pride. Meaning on the men's side, we and I know we all got pride. You know, we're born with it. We have more pride than the other gender. And that's not a slight towards the other gender. It's something that we born with. We got this thing. And it's all about our masculinity and the testosterone that we made with. There's no problem in that. But sometimes you got to check your ego at the door, check your pride at the door, and be like, all right, this ain't my battle. I'm not going to show this chick that I'm boss bull. I'm not going to show this chick that I carry like that, whether you do or don't. I never had nothing to prove to any woman in all of my years. I never tried to overly impress, and I'm not trying to compare all men to me because we all different. But I've never been that type of bull to be like, yeah, and this is how I carry. I ain't doing all that. For what? You call me brokey, I'm broke. I'll be broke. It's fine. I'm gonna be that broke bull. And you don't know me from a can of paint, so it's not really affecting my reputation, my logic of thinking. It's not. I know what I'm worth or what I carry or how much I make. So a stranger that I tried to take out on a date calling me broke means nothing. And I wish more men was like that, but unfortunately, it's not like that, is it, fellas? Let's keep it up. Not saying y'all necessarily, but we all know that guy that overcompensates. Like, he might check it from the rip. Like, the same thing that the scenario I played out, what happened to another guy, right? He trying to take her to, like, Ruby Tuesdays or something for a first date. And the chick is like, oh, no, let's give him broke energy. All the dumb shit. They sound retarded the way they talk. I just got to keep it real. Broke energy is like a thing now to say. Like, they come up with weird lingo and it don't sound, it just sounds childish. But let's just use some of their lingo real quick. It's giving brokey. It's giving very broke and all that dumb shit that they say, right? And then that guy takes a hit. His masculinity take a hit, and his pride and his ego take a hit. And now he's saying, you know what? I ain't like the way she carried it, but I'm going to show her. I'm taking her on this joint. I'm taking her to Applebee's. I mean, I'm not taking her to Applebee's. I'm going to take her to this joint that she want to go to. Just to show this nonsensical creature that I'm not broke. Men do that. Men do that all the time. And I'll be looking at them like, yo, bro. Like, don't you know you just play like... Now, that's game. That's a woman running game because at the end of the day, she wound up you twice. Not only she showed you she don't bang with you like that, she getting the satisfaction of going to Roof Chris instead of Applebee's, Chili's, Friendly's. Hell, I'm gonna keep it a buck, y'all. Y'all gonna laugh. I don't give a fuck. Like if I was in the dating world and I was in the mood for Taco Bell, I would take a chick there. And I know it sounds crazy. I know, but I would take a chick to a fast food restaurant too. We don't gotta eat in that joint and make it all weird, but if we just going like fuck it, like yo, you in the mood for a taco? Like women wouldn't like me. And I'm not this obnoxious guy. I don't think my shit don't stink. I'm a regular bull with flaws. I'm no GQ. I'm no sculptures body size wise. But I just don't go for shit with any, like I don't. So these modern women, if I was in the loop, they wouldn't like me. I would take a chick to fucking KFC, yo. I'm dead serious. Like, if she hit me up, yeah, I was thinking about you and all this. And believe it or not, that same KFC, Joan, could easily be a 5-star joint. You play your cards right. It ain't about being cheap. It's about being real. I'm one of them type bulls. I listen. And it would be something for both of us if we really rocked out like that. For me and the chick later on to laugh at. Like, yo, remember you took me, like, that was crazy, but, you know, sex. I'm one of them type guys. I keep it a buck. Listen, yo, you in the mood for, like, a two-piece? Like, and we could talk? Because to keep it real, like, full disclosure, and I know it's coming off funny, but this part ain't even, like, I'm being real. Chicks that really rock out with you, believe it or not, I know we saying this tongue-in-cheek and we having some laughs. I know women that would take KFC. I'm keeping it a buck because you know why they'll take KFC because they really like that guy. They really like that guy. Women that really likes you and on the first date thing is a little milder than what it be down the road when they really get to know you. But follow me on this. When a chick really likes you, she's willing to go for a walk with you. She don't give a fuck. She's willing to come over your crib while you watch sports all day and shut the fuck up and not bother you. This is what women do for guys that they really like. And it be these fake baddies, these fake OF models. The same, and this don't always be the modest, down to earth girl. No, she's doing that for that guy because her energy and her emotions is on an all-time high with this particular guy. Period. I know so-called baddies and so-called dimes and all that that go to like regular Jones with. Now, obviously, KFC and Popeyes and all that is a stretch. That was some humor, but I would do that because I'm just different. But your average girl probably ain't like that's kind of like crazy. But they taking low level stuff. They going to Ruby Tuesdays. They going to Texas State, Texas Roadhouse. What's wrong with it? Like, bitch, I'm spending my money. You feel me? I'm spending my money, so it shouldn't be that deep. It shouldn't. But I know I ain't read y'all comments in a while. Let me get to it. Get to it. Where we at with it? Where we at, y'all? Um, I oh, I'm too far back. Hold up. I read those. Hold on, y'all. Rasta laughing. Real rap, man. I'll take a chick on the walk in a heartbeat. Yo, let's go take a walk. Or let's go, I mean, I don't care. But luckily I ain't in that realm. I'm cool. I ain't making no noise. Uh Mike said that's the problem. They listen to other women on what men, yeah, yeah. Men don't care about what they care. Women vet men a different way. Women look at men as, okay, is he experienced and all that and what he done? Which is fine. That's fine. I don't see too much harm in that logic of thinking. They have to realize that we don't care. I mean, we don't praise where you've been. If you got to check a past, it's a downgrade to us. If you been promiscuous in your past, we don't look at you endearing. If you've been on this thing and this thing, we don't say, "Oh, she the prize." We don't. But they carry it in that way where they think like, uh, pre-selected men get it. Facts. Where we at? Damn. Let's talk about it. Who sent that? Let's say I Fitness. I appreciate that comment. That comment because women are acting extra masculine and it's not cute. It's not. And I'm gonna touch on this a little bit because I think a lot of women got the wrong idea, y'all. Women want to be down so bad, and I get it. They want to be down. Women like be. Women want to be men. They want to be men. I talked about that before. They just do. When I say they want to be men, they don't want to physically be men, but they want to have men's outlook, thought process, all, but not the logic part of it. They don't want that because it's impossible for women to be logical thinkers. But the other stuff they want. They want to have our like how we are, how we talk. That's why they call each other bro. Women calling other women bro is one of the most disgusting things I ever seen. I ever seen, and they do it. They do it. They call each other bro. It's fucking retarded, and it's masculine as fuck. Hell, women calling men bro is somewhat distasteful. If it ain't they real brother, they don't realize that though. They think they down because they talk like a dude. That I'm telling y'all, women do things for circumstance because they feel as though it's like it's giving me a leg up. I'm in. And they don't realize, even though not saying they trying to look a certain way, they probably don't even give a fuck. But they don't realize that it don't look right. They calling each other bro and shit. Like, what is you doing? Like, you think that's decent? So you cool because you say bro. You 40 years old and you call your girlfriend bro. You think that is something like what is that? So it's like, yes, women want to be women are very masculine. They just are. Like it's wild. It is wild out this joint. Uh Obvious. He said obviously they love toxic men and toxic. You know from experience? No. You exactly right. We know women love toxic men. You exactly right, bro. You speaking facts on that one. And what it be is women. Now I'm gonna keep it real on this because I wouldn't call myself a toxic man, but I wouldn't call myself the contrary of toxic either. If that makes sense. What I am is a guy that don't take no bullshit off any body, not just woman. And I'm a realist. So some of my traits may come off as toxic in a relationship. I will admit to that. Like if I'm dealing with a woman right now, some of the things the way I talk and my verbiage will come off, but I'm not a toxic spirit, if that makes sense. I have a heart. I have a soul. I have morals. I have righteousness to me. Not to my own horn with all this, because I just told y'all I have flaws. But the fact that women like toxic men is a problem overall because here's what women do. And this is another video, so I don't want to give up too much. There's a video coming out on this very point. But what women don't realize is men, they like they don't like accountability. We know that, right? But they try to compare it to men. Because we tell women all the time, well, y'all choose wrong. That's why you single. And naturally, a woman gonna come back to a guy and say, well, you're single. You've been choosing wrong. You're not with your wife no more. You're not with your baby mom and all these things that they can say to us, which is true. But here's the difference. Women go after the wrong men. Period. Women like the wrong men. Men don't like the wrong women. What happens is women lust after drug dealers, petty thieves, criminals, men that don't have no goodness to them, right? And then they want sympathy when that guy do the very thing that he is. And they say, oh, I just chose wrong. Or, oh, it was him. He was this. But you chose that. Men, on the other hand, don't choose wrong for the most part. Women are great actresses. And men find out about women's distasteful ways down the road. That's why a lot of men have undetached themselves from past relationships. And that's usually how it goes. So it's a difference. They like to say an eye for an eye. Well, you had to have bad relationships too, because you're not with all these women you used to be with. And it's true. It's like, all right, it's true, but how did we get to that point? You got to your way by liking a nasty guy. Men, we don't lust after bad women. That's another thing that women need to figure out. We lust after erotic women in a fantasy type of way. That's why they got corn and all this that men look at and we all love or whatever. Some love more than others or whatever. We do lust after erotic women. But it ain't too many men saying, I'm wifing the stripper. I'm wifing this OF model. I'm wifing this distasteful woman. Men don't do that. They don't take them serious. They use them for what they are, or they lust over them from afar, whether it's on internet or whatever. Women in real life like bad men. And that's the thing that women need to realize and they hear. It's like, okay, we made mistakes and our shit wasn't always cool with whoever we've been with before either. But it was more than likely, I ain't gonna say automatically, more than likely it was because the woman pulled wool over the guy's eyes and was portrayed a certain way. And then when things became lethargic, her real side came out. That's why men attached towards the wrong woman, because there was some acting going on more than likely. These bums and lowlifes that women, they really are bums and lowlifes. So it's a difference. And like I said, that's another video. I don't want to go too deep into it. But women know that's true. Women can't sit there and say, y'all like thieving women and women that got lost in chaos. No, we don't. Now, obviously, there's nuances. There's examples of men that do, like men that got mommy issues or whatever, that like women yelling at them and stuff. That is a thing. I'm talking about overall. Your average logical man don't wife the whore. He don't. He use her for what she is and leave her alone. Women cater to bad men. They peel off to bad men. They hide guns for bad men. Let's be real. This is what you want. So it's a difference. It ain't we're the same. We two peas in the pot. We both picked wrong. No, I picked wrong because a motherfucker pulled wool over my eyes, or she tried to be something that she wasn't, and then the real her came out and part ways. That's a lot of men's story with exes and wives and baby moms and old girlfriends. Women ain't saying he pretended to be a drug dealer. He pretended to be, no, he was that, and you liked it. You lust over it. So a lot of people don't talk about that, and that's why I made that a video, and it's coming out real soon, y'all. That's why I want to go too deep into it, but that is a truth. He act like he was a thief. He act like he lived in the halfway house. No, this is who he was, and you gravitated towards him. That's all. He act like he sold Percocets. No, he showed you he sold Percocet, and then you were surprised when cops kicked down your door, or it was a gun in your house, or this happened, or he took your TV and pawned it, and all this old bullshit. There's a difference. I hate when women use that. Well, you ain't make the best choices either because you would have been with this person for 30 years. No, sometimes it's y'all some good ass actresses. Y'all got Jane Fonda beat. Y'all got Meryl Streep beat. Y'all should win an Academy Award for how good y'all act. That's what be happening with a lot of men because I hear it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they try to compare and contrast, but it don't be that. It don't. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, they like, but yeah, they like they. That's what you know. That's how they do. I know I probably struck a nerve on that one. If like if any woman replay this and watch it, they gonna be like, damn, why he gotta be so factual about it? I don't know. I'm sorry. Let me take you out for a burger. Like that's wild. Where we at with the comments, y'all? What y'all think about that one though? Like most women do, they like what they want sympathy for the very thing that they lust for. It's like poor me. He he wound up getting me kicked out of my house because he was selling drugs out of it. You met him at the trap house. What you thought his profession was? Like, and I'm not casting no shadows because we've been there and done that, and we all got a pass, and we done distasteful things. Some of us more than others, or whatever. So I'm not knocking nobody's hustle or how somebody came up or the fact that men can change and all. This ain't that. But when women are looking for the sympathy card because he did this and that, that's what you wanted him to do. He was only doing what you like. A wife seems so out of the question. Speak on it. Shit, we didn't even get there. Wow. People still doing that? People still get married? I mean, I hardly knew. Oh yeah. Make you become. Yeah. Yeah, it's a joint. All right. We got a lot of like laughing emojis and stuff like that. All right, so I ain't missed nothing major. Um, Women hate taking accountability. Facts. Facts, Wilbert. Facts. Like, we gotta be real. And they want this to be they want people to be empathetic for they past and yeah, I met him at the I met him at the y'all know where I'm getting at. Yeah, the piece of shit. I met him at that hookah lounge and he told me he loved me and and this and that. I told him I'd help him pay for his lawyer because he has a court date coming up. But who would have known he would have got locked back up and all that? Like, bitch, you was attract that shit. That shit was a burning desire for your ass. You, he was doing what he do. I gotta turn this TV down. I don't know how I went up. Yeah, they say stupid stuff, and now he's leaving me and shit or whatever. Cry me a river. Cry me a river. That's what y'all attract most. Some women don't even get down with none of that. Or it was a thing that didn't last long. Cause you know when you're a young woman, you don't know everything and you're very impressionable. And so I get it. Like you might not know what you really like, or you might be around the wrong. Like when you young, I give those young women a pass. If they tell me a story about when they were 19 and they don't, but this should be like 3 years ago. You'd be like, oh, you dealing with bums. You ain't get it yet. Like it wasn't enough writing on the wall for you. Shit, but y'all know what I mean. It's wild, John. It's wild. He said crocodile tears. Yeah, cry me a river, girl. Where have I heard this story 9 or 10 or 11 times before? Like, yeah, so I met him through this outreach program at at the YMCA, and he seemed so nice and like, what are you talking about? He just doing what I don't know, but yeah, we rocking out here, y'all, for the duration. I wanted to touch on some other lighter notes. We could keep the talk up though about about the topic, the title, and what we've been talking about for the last. But real quick, did any of y'all hear about that promotion going on in Atlanta about Magic City uh the strip club in Atlanta, Magic City. They was doing a Magic City night down there for the Atlanta Hawks. I don't know if it was yesterday or it's coming up next week. And that got me to thinking, like, wait a minute. This is not just a sponsor. We know sports and nightclubs kind of go together a little bit. Like, if you from my era, I used to see like commercials for for strip clubs during sporting events. Um, Little sponsorships here and there, stuff like that, but never an actual night. Like they had down there, it used to be called Phillips Arena. I don't know what it's called now. State Farm Arena? Is that where the Hawks play? Either way, they conducted a whole night themed to Magic City. I said, times is changing. Because it's kind of like, how you hear sports teams have pet night, and they'll have back to school night, bring your kids night. You know how sport when you go to the game is this night. This is the theme of the night. They had okay. They had a joint that they were promoting a strip club. We all heard of Magic City. We know what Magic City is at this point. I never been there or nothing, but I'm just saying we all know it's a famous nightclub, famous strip club in Atlanta. For a team to have a theme night under that, to me, just shows where we are. Where we are is what we talk about all the time because we're like, how was that a thing? Who thought process was that to say we're going to praise these strippers and this establishment? Come on out, come see your Atlanta Hawks take on whoever and get a free, whatever, a free lap dance. I don't know what do out lap dance. I don't know, but this is a team. This is a professional sports team in the NBA catering and pandering to strip culture and strip life. That's bullshit. Now, obviously, they did it on a weekday. They ain't do it on the weekend where they know more kids go to sporting events during the weekend. Just fact, especially during school year. So they wasn't going to have it on a Friday night game or a Saturday afternoon game. They did it, I think, on a Monday. I think it was yesterday, or it might be coming up. Either way, yo, that just shows us what time we living in, y'all. We lived in some wicked times. And if you know, you know, I did a video on it like a little while back. I never been a strip club boy. Have I been to strip clubs? Yes, obviously. I mean, I ain't gonna say obviously, because I hear some men that say they never touched foot in that place, in one of the places. But I'm not really the biggest strip club guy. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I've been to several in my day. I've been more reluctant to go more than others, right? I'm not into all that. Mainly for the fact of I think it's a ripoff. I think there's a lot of things. I don't want to go into that. But when a team is doing this, it show you we don't give a fuck no more. We don't give a fuck no more. The world is what it is. It's in shambles. We having a Magic City night, and we don't give a damn if you like it or not. That's crazy to me, y'all. That is wild and wicked to me. Um, a lot of these bar strip clubs are starting to lose. Oh yeah, I heard about that, Dre. Um, because people stop showing up. That's a hit on the dating landscape. Not bringing tying everything back to dating, because also the nightlife in general, everything is high. You gotta pay for parking. The drinks be watered down. This that we could go on. Safety is more crime going on. People don't want to leave their house. There's a lot to it, but to that point that you made, Dre, it go back to the dating scene too. Men ain't. I ain't just gonna put it on men, but overall, men ain't trying to go. They like, what's the point? I meet some chick that want a drink, and then what? I mean, it got something to do with the dating culture. So you right. They not making as much money. It ain't as prevalent as it once was, especially the strip club world. The bars, I say it go in this order. Strip clubs are really hurting the most. Then like clubs, then lounges, and then bars. Because people, a bar is a bar. You go in a bar at 2 o'clock in the afternoon if you're really a drinker like that and you're just trying to unwind or whatever. But as far as the nightlife of it, a lot of people ain't doing it because it's like it's fluff. Unique said, I seen a strip club giving. Oh shit, for real? Hold up, they was giving out TVs. You know what? They trying to get, yeah. And this was a club, a strip club. Unique. Damn, customers for coming through. Come on out. Like we got these. We got some. They not 50-inch Jones. They 32-inch Jones. But put in your young boy room. Come on, like give it to your grandma. She'll like it. But come on and like that's crazy just to get people in the building. Yeah, the nightlife is dead. Nightlife becomes nightmares. Facts, Pat. Patrick said it right. Nightmares out this bitch. I met more shapeshifters there. Shapeshifters? Yeah, they definitely dial themselves up in a way, don't they? Take that joint back home, you be like, oh shit, what happened to you? Who are you? Like, you think you got a stranger in your crib. Wake up like, yo, what the fuck? Like, yo, how you get here? Who you? I'm the chick that you, wait. Oh shit. Man, you gotta get out of here. Like, it's wild. Uh, yeah. It's wild, but it's one of them things. It's one of them joints, y'all. We know. We know how it go. But yeah, I just found that crazy. But y'all know how I feel about the strip club stuff. Like, it's overhyped. It's overblown. It's too expensive. Why am I, like, for real, all right, I might lose y'all on this point. Because I like the female anatomy like everybody else. But do I want to pay to see this bitch dance? After she done danced on, like, 10 other motherfuckers. Like, is it that deep, though? That's why I said I'm like my own man when it comes to the strip club culture. Yes, I've indulged over the years. Not recently, but in my years, I've indulged. But that's how I found out it wasn't my cup of tea. Like, the times I did go, it was like, I ain't going to say I didn't enjoy myself, but I was like, what is the hype? Like, why do people hype this up? It ain't that deep. Unless you never seen naked ass before, then I don't know where's the hypeness? Like, where's the thing where I want to do like this? Why do I want to give this bitch to slut my money? I gotta keep it a buck. Why I want no. And if women now, I'm out of the loop. Y'all let me know if women are the way they are now. I'm talking about regular women or somewhat regular, because your average woman is a stripper. If we being real, your average woman that don't work in a strip club or none of that, she's a stripper too. If you know what I'm saying. But let's say just the women, if they like this, just the typical women, nonsensical women. How is a stripper's mentality? How is a stripper's mentality now? Like, how is these skeezers, these women, how do they talk to their customers? I can only imagine, because we know women have changed for the worse. So you got strippers that definitely thinking they the top of the food chain with their nasty asses. How is they treating customers? So what is their mindset like? Oh man. Maybe some of y'all can tell me, some of y'all that been in strip clubs lately, is they ultra nasty? Is they ultra unruly? Cause that would be crazy too. I don't know. I'm full disclosure, y'all. I ain't been to a strip club in probably about 7 years. I'm keeping it all the way funky. Probably about 7 years. That might not sound long, but it's long to your average man. That's just like, you know, depending on your age range, that's a long time for me. To not even step foot in one in 7 years? Shit. Strip clubs. Dre said, hold on. Facts, Pat. What's up with the vulgar language, y'all? Like, not y'all, but we got a couple. There's been a couple weirdos more than usual. Strip clubs, nightclubs, bars, concerts, most starting to lose money. Yup. I am seeing a lot of places get shut down. You're right about that, Dre. Yeah, it's being pushed and promoted. Yeah, the culture is trash. That's just me talking. Y'all don't have to agree with that. But the culture is trash. It just is. And they're stripping away your dollars and your dignity. Yeah, like I ain't doing that. And I'm not making it seem like I'm holier than thou. That's why I don't like strip clubs. It's just like overall it don't make sense to me. Why am I giving this bitch my money? Like seriously. What am I getting besides okay, a stiffy and the fact that I had a couple watered down drinks that's gonna make my head hurt later? And if I'm a single guy, I'm gonna leave this place all horny and not get nothing. Like I don't know, y'all. I don't know, and I get that is a atmosphere. It's a vibe to some people. They like. I'm getting tired of that word too. Vibe. That shit is getting crazy. But there's an aura to it. There's a night adult type of thing. I get it. I'm full blown adult, y'all. So I do get the ambiance somewhat of it. I'm not slow. You know, but I'm put it like this: to be a habitual strip club goer, I don't get. Once in the blue is your birthday, it's New Year's, your man just got married, bachelor party. I'm talking about. I know guys, well, in my day, that would go every weekend. I'm like, what is this shit? Like, what the fuck am I missing? Huh? We really going? We doing this again? I don't know. I don't know. Ain't that much ass in the world clapping. Ain't that much smoke in the world. Songs playing, horns and sirens going off. It ain't that deep. And like I said, I find it like distasteful as far as the women that's in there. Like you danced on like 9 other boys before you just sat on my lap. I ain't feeling. I'm a little different, y'all. I admit I'm different. I ain't trying to be doing that shit. It's a tease. There we go. Now you getting to where, yeah, I mean, y'all know I'm a little slow. I can't bring it all the way out. But that's what I was. That's pretty much where I was at with it. It's a damn tease. That's what it is. And here's my thing: you tease me for free. If I'm gonna get a tease, sure, but I'm not paying $30 coverage charge, 3 drink minimum, $20 to park. I said 30. That's lowballing it. $50 cover charge, from what I heard. 30 to park, 3 drink minimum. Bullshit. I'm not. Like, all right, you want to clap your ass for me? I get a room and get that done from a regular chick. That's not a stripper. Not toot my own horn, but that's just a thing that can happen if I'm in that adult mode. You feel me? Your vibe is played out. I'm glad somebody agreed to it. Everything gotta have the word vibe in it. I'll be like, and you know what it be? The older generation, include myself, because I'm one of them older generation guys, they using it. So that's when you know it's starting to get played out. When you see like 50-year-old women say vibe, it's like, oh yeah, It's like it's corny. It was corny from the beginning because people try to use vibe in every little aspect of life, but now it's really corny. You know, what were the vibes? I'm like, I don't know what the vibes was. I don't know. Like clubs and bars in general. My man TX on this joint. Yeah. Oh, they definitely gonna have tats. You're not a stripper without tattoos nowadays. That's part of the uniform. Like, I think when they go in there, you be like, all right, bend over. Like whoever is in charge, just being funny. They put that application in. Yeah, here's my application. Okay. Oh, you had an OnlyFans before. That's good. Hmm. Never been married. That's a good. That's definitely something that we're looking for here. Very hypergamous. Yes. Oh man, you checking off all the boxes. All right, bend over. You got any tattoos? Oh, there they go. I see them. They all showing. Even though you got on the a full T-shirt on and jeans, I could see most of them right there. All right, you're hired. You're hired. That's what they do, fellas. I think it's part of the application, the hiring process. If you ain't got no tattoos, you're not a real stripper. Where they make you at? Simps is for that. Hell yeah, that's what's for. I ain't gonna say all simps go to strip clubs. I know regular guys that just go because they just ultra freaky and they just ultra whatever. But most strip clubs are full of simps. That is fact. Jeans be smelling like fit. Oh damn. Who Kareem? Hey, talk about it. Now that yeah, I mean that one I didn't know. I mean, I'm sure now strip clubs will have a like just a smell period, like in there, like sometimes, and that's off putting. You be like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Like, I get that, sweat people sweat and women have secretions and all types. I ain't trying to turn this into health education class, but yeah, that's a real joint. Like, you like, damn, what's going on up in here? What is this up in this joint? Like, what happened? It's a distasteful setting. I'm a full blown man that love women and love pussy to the fullest. But I gotta be real within myself. It's a distasteful environment for me. It's just it's overdoing it. It's hyped up. It ain't what it really portrays to be. And to me, it's just like we said earlier, a tease. I didn't know that, Patrick. Compared, oh, you saying the terminology in the '90s? Yeah, there are a low percentage of traditional women in the West. Lonely Ocean, I appreciate the comment. Yeah, it's a regional thing. I ain't gonna lie. I've heard of some distasteful women in other parts of the world as well, but mostly here. It's mostly here in this country. Projected through rolls to the glasses. Yo, yes, man. It's a real joy. But I was like, man, that strip club stuff, man. It's I had to like I said, the Magic City thing brought me to that, and I was like, what? That's real? I ain't gonna lie, you see posts and you think they fake or AI or all that type stuff. I took it with a grain of salt, but then I saw it on different outlets, and I was like, "Oh, this is real." The Atlanta Hawks is having a strip club night. That's wild to me. For them to even like promote that on that level, I get that they can sponsor it because they know a lot of men follow sports, and a lot of men obviously like strip clubs. So I get that part of it. I mean, money is money. But for y'all to have a theme night at the arena, I don't think I ever heard that. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. On another lighter note, I saw another post. I shared it with somebody close to me about the new McDonald's sandwich with the CEO eating that joint. I mean, when I say comedy gold, my man took a bite with his lips, and it wasn't even. That's even a stretch. And you could tell they edited and doctored it up to show like he really took a crazy bite. But that just goes to show what's in this fast food. Because if your whole CEO don't like it or is reluctant to eat the shit, I think it screams value. And most of us we love fast food. Not as much as we used to, obviously because of obvious reasons, because of getting older or trying to be more healthier or there's better options nowadays, whatever. But we all, for the most part, like a little fast food here and there, and it really opened my eyes on McDonald's because I do go to McDonald's from time to time, and it's like, wow, your own CEO don't want it. Like he grimaced while fakely biting it, and you could tell. I was like, yo, what is this? But a lot of these like chairmen and CEOs, they don't eat their own food. The food that they give to us, the normal people, they wouldn't consume their damn selves. So it's just one of them things. But that one was just overblowing. Like it was clear that he didn't want to bite that burger, and he didn't even do that. It was crazy. It's wild. Uh, was in the ham sandwich. I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. I don't. I would, me personally, I wouldn't know that, but I don't even rock with ham sandwiches. But I know you choking around. Oh, you got. Oh man, Lonely Ocean say he got affordable butcher shop around the corner. Yeah, that's true. Like some of these fast food chains is one of them things hard to resist. It's right there. It's convenient for the most part. For the most part, is affordable. So we at the mercy of our own resources, so to speak. So it's like, but it definitely opened my eyes. I won't be making as many trips to McDonald's as normal because it's like that speak volumes to a guy like me. I just when something black and white right in front of me, I believe it for what it is, and it's like no, not at all. Um, and the Little Caesars have been my rock through hard time. Little Caesars definitely is one of them places that is affordable. You know what I mean? And they come to clutch, especially like if you got young kids or even teenagers. Like as far as affordability, is it the best to me? You might like it, Lonely Ocean, but I'm not saying I don't like it. But is it like the best pizza in the world or go to for me? No. But on an affordability level, and the fact that they're so, at least in my area here in Philly, they around. So it's like, yeah, that joint come through in the clutch most definitely. Johnny Blade, you say you work when you say you worked there for a while, what are you talking about? Little Caesars or McDonald's? I'm guessing you work at oh, you talk about Little Caesars. My bad. You said make dough once. Fill up water bottle in it. Yeah, like Little Caesars never really been they cool in the affordability landscape or if you got a family to feed kids and all that, but damn shit, he said the shit tastes like chemicals. Yeah, there's a lot like it's definitely some truth. I don't think it's like crazy stuff, but it's definitely stuff in this food nowadays that is chemically inclined, or it has something dyes, dyes or whatever the case may be that's not good for us. To make it taste a certain way or to make it get done quicker or look a certain way. I believe that, and it's one of the messed up things that we dealing with. Yeah, feeding the whole family on $20, man. Sign me up. Sign me up all day. What's Dre? What's ads? What's that? That might be a local thing for you. I never heard of that. GMOs, yeah, I heard about. Yeah, yeah. Who we got? 912. Lou 912. I appreciate the kind words, man, and I'm definitely gonna keep them coming, y'all. It don't stop. It really don't. But I appreciate those words. Yeah, they listen to their friends, and that's how you're right. That's how they get turned out from things like that, because they want to be down. Your average woman wants to be down. Your average woman has a following mindset. Period. That's just period. Women follow. They do. They follow men as well, but they also follow their nonsensical friends, and they get turned out by a certain lifestyle. I've actually seen it and watched women get turned out on some craziness. It's a sad state. That's another reason why, backtracking, if y'all been rocking out long enough, well, you can see the title of the video. That's another reason why I put that out there, because of the influence. The fact that there's good women also turning bad. There's good women they probably not perfect, but there are good women on the landscape that are being influenced to be whatever. Because you got to live for the moment. And you all you got. And live your best life. They talk like this. But these are the same women that want to get wives. Here's my thing. And I said this before. I have no problem with 304s, because that's how we get our rocks off to the men that do indulge. And it's fine. They in certain categories. But don't also want to be booed up later down the road or during. Like, a lot of them fuck down the road. I know current 304s that want a husband, which is wild. You feel me? Which is wild. But it's like, no, be that. Be our pleasure that we get at 3 a.m. in the morning when we not doing nothing and we want to get our rocks off. That's fine if that's what you want to be. But don't also want respect and all these things and want to be dignified. No, be the slut that you are, and that'll be fine. I mean, be exactly what you are, and things will be okay. I promise. But they don't see it that way. They also want respect and the gratitude and the kudos and the pats on the head and the validation. And no, just serve your purpose and shut up. That's what whores is supposed to do. Um, but I know y'all like, damn, tell me how you really feel. Because it's like, at this point, it's like nonsense. Oh, Ed's is a pizzeria. Okay. So they exchange. Me and Ed's. Okay. I gotta look them up. Not saying I'm gonna be in Cali anytime soon, but I'm a foodie, so it's like, just in general, is one of them things. You can only have food in the ready section. Oh shit. Yeah, that hot and ready joint. Now I know they make the hot and ready and it's cheaper. But it's like, sometimes it's like, after a while, you like, hold on, how long that joint been hot and ready? Because, I mean, if that joint been sitting there more than 45 minutes, 30, 45 minutes, I'm cool. I am straight. Yeah, but food ain't what it used to be. I think we all know that. It ain't. And like I said, we kind of at the mercy of what we dealing with when it come to that. Because everybody don't have the money to go to Whole Foods every damn week. You know, things of that nature. We gotta be real. But yeah, man. It's one of them joints. So, anybody got any plans this weekend? Anything going on of significance? Typical Tuesday for me. I actually worked all day. So, oh, congrats, Army. Okay, Army AIT. Salute, bro. And I mean that full fledged. Um, house shoes. Oh, you about to go to work. Damn. I do not envy you. It's like, no, do what you gotta do, bro. Like I said, I just got off work. Like, put it like this, like an hour before this live, I was getting off work. So I know the grind, man. Do what you gotta do. Mm, okay, Pat. Same shit, different day. Taking care of the almond orchard. The almond orchard, yeah. Dre, you in Fresno, right? You said house shoes is from Detroit. Our weather here has been sus for the last. Well, the weekend wasn't bad, but the last couple days been foggy, rainy, all that old craziness. Appreciate you, yo. I appreciate. Let me pull that up. Johnny Blade, I definitely appreciate you, bro. Um, Fresno, okay. I always forgot. I know I asked you several times, bro. My bad. You know, Cali a big state, so but Fresno stood out. That's why I was like, hold on, did he say Fresno or I don't know why I keep thinking San Diego. Mm, only real reasons. That's it, Patrick. Oh, that's the okay. Yeah. Tomorrow gonna be a typical day too for me. Back to work tomorrow. And Thursday for that matter. So it's one of them Jones. But yeah, this was the live that was supposed to be the last live. But like I told y'all, your boy been going through some personal stuff. So that last live, I ain't gonna lie, even though myself was a little lackluster, so I wanted to definitely make up for that and bring y'all some content tonight and just chop it up with y'all because I actually enjoy this to keep it a buck. I really do. That's why I try to get to as main comments and not be running my mouth, but oh so much. Um, yeah, that's how it is. But we definitely been in here for the better part of almost 2 hours, y'all. We're gonna keep it going. But if y'all got any last comments or anything y'all want to know or anything y'all want to touch on that I didn't touch on, or maybe even if I did, but I didn't expound, let me know. But we coming up on 2 hours, so facts, big facts. Good looks can be a curse. Yeah, I heard that on both ends of the spectrum with men and women. Mainly on the men's side because people project and they look at you a different way. And I've heard people saying they've been slighted because they looks. And nowadays I tell a lot of men, looks don't mean as much on the grand scheme. They mean something. Looks will always mean something. But looking at it on the dating aspect, looks don't mean as much nowadays to women. They just don't. If you know, you know. These women, if y'all only seen what they be putting themselves to, and obviously attraction is subjective, but you know when somebody is objectively, man or woman for that matter, unattractive, and believe it or not, women are going for that because of whatever reasons. It all goes back to their emotions at the end of the day, and who am I to judge that, right? So I'm no damn looker my damn self. But I just know on the surface, it's not as much as a thing. And when people say it could be a curse, there's some truth to that. Because I hear people say, I've been judged because of the way I look, or people treat me a certain way, or expect a certain, it's one of them things. But I do admit most people would rather look attractive than not look attractive. That's a thing too, but yeah, I feel you on that. Why do young women go for way older men? To keep it a buck, um, to keep it a buck, people low hanging fruit is going to say that okay, these women are looking for fathers and they have daddy issues. To me, I believe it's more of a distinguished thing, is a status thing. Older men got more to offer. And young women, believe it or not, are naturally attracted to older men. Now, I ain't gonna say they are not attracted to granddaddies or nothing. But if you take a 25-year-old woman in her prime, she's going to be attracted to a lot of guys that's in their late 30s, early 40s. That's just the truth. I don't know if it's something with them, but to sum it up, if you ask me, I'm going to say the status, the security, the wisdom, things of that nature. Because it might not be, sometimes it's a physical attraction too, but I ain't going to say necessarily, I think it's more mental, and that's why. See, somebody says status. Oh, Patrick. Patrick says status. Yeah. Financial service. It is a thing. But I do know young women that ain't looking for no, like, whatever. They just attracted to older men. It's a thing. It's one of the things I never quite understood either all the way, but I do get it. I do get it, like, for what it's worth. People stop building character and stop sticking to their morals. Choosing lives to take. Talk about it. Yes. Yeah, I couldn't have said it better, Dre. You gotta always remain humble and always be who you really are, and not let things get to you. Not let certain situations dictate how you gonna move. Move the way you move at all times. As long as you know you got your morals intact and you standing for something, and you have a rich soul, and you're not out here being demonic overall. Man, that's all you can really hang your hat on. That's all you can really hang your hat on. People don't look at it that simply, but I do. Like, man, there's certain stuff that I just can't go for because I gotta look myself in the mirror later on. You know, and people, if people, more people thought like that, it would be a better society. But we got social media now, so that dictates how people move and how people feel and the things people want to portray. It's a fucked up realization, but it's true, man. Morals don't mean a damn thing. And integrity, forget about that. Integrity don't have no place in modern society. Everybody is a caricature of what they really are. And then I can't even say what they really are because they actually turning into this stuff that they once were portraying. They are that person now. It's crazy. I say it all the time. What happened to being a human? What happened to having real feelings and real thoughts and something with depth to it, you know? That's why, like, another topic I was gonna touch on, I didn't make the video yet, but it's like we gotta kind of create our own nostalgia. Cause we're in control of how we live our lives and who we put around us. And I believe in that, creating nostalgia for yourself, for your own well-being. Having like-minded people around you, living your life in a certain way no matter what people think, how you carry it, or it's not with the times, or you old school, or you too this, you too dry, or whatever people want to say. Because it helps with your mental. I do it all the time as far as I only have certain people that's close to me. Now, you can't help who you know or like shit like that or where you like the people you work with or, you know, certain things just going to come on the surface. But even with like pop culture, I don't listen to none of this new music. I don't really watch a lot of these new shows. I watch a lot of old shit. I watch old stuff that I grew up on because it give me those. These new shows don't have no depth to it. It don't have no real like realness. I know it's a show at the end of the day, so it's fictional, but it's like everything is different. So I create my own nostalgia in a way where I still go to a beat of my own drum and still do some of the things that people would call old fashioned and dry and corny. I be like, I'm with it. I don't know none of these new movies. Most of them is trash. I'm sure there's some good new movies, but I ain't. You know, I'm not a big Netflix person and all that. Obviously, I watch it, and when I'm with loved ones and people that's close to me, we watch a movie together and things like that. But I watch a lot of the old stuff because it's like I'm creating my own nostalgia because these times are so bad that all you have is like the times of yesteryear that really, even though we always moving forward, we always progressing, but at the same time, just in your soul, the things of yesteryear had more depth and more meaning and was more genuine and more just naturally funny or scary or humorous or whatever. This stuff, everything now is fluff and fabricated. Everything. The movies, the music, the shows, nothing is like normal. So I believe in that. I believe in creating your own nostalgia, living within your own nostalgia, so to speak. Being single is getting boring. Listen, bro, I'm sure a lot of men share that same sentiment. Because, like I was saying earlier, I don't think you was here. I believe men and women do need each other in the grand scheme of things. But times is so messed up that a lot of men don't even see themselves in the same room with half of these women, let alone in a relationship. So that's the realization of it. But I do believe the sanctity between a man and a woman and the way things are supposed to be. But when the writing is on the wall, what you gonna do? Tuck your tail and succumb to these ways or these nonsensical aspects and this hypergamy and low standards and low IQ and low hanging fruit and nonsensical people, whether it's women or like associates or whatever. You know, some people is just stuck with they hands they hands tied. They like, all right, it's either that or succumb to this. I'm gonna pick the latter. I'd rather just at least my mind is peaceful, my mind is at ease. I don't have to worry about what this happened. You know, all the stuff that we hear every day. Just being blunt, but yeah, I'm sure a lot of men share that sentiment that being single can get pretty. It'll humble the shit out of you for one, and it'll get boring. It'll get mundane very quick because the same old for a lot of men that is single, and I think we acknowledge that. Social media is definitely fake, 100%. Gotta protect your peace. Yeah, everybody living lavish and everybody's happy and all this. This is a facade. It's a facade. Everybody got this and got that, but we know what it is deep down. You know, we know how this thing go, but it's crazy. Get old and get stuck with an older woman. That's one of them Jones where, as we get older, we come to the realization that the clock is ticking, and you want to share some great moments with a nice, humble, moral having woman, but the pickings get slim as you get older, and that's real too. And you don't want no older woman, and I do get that because a lot of men, that's a thing for guys. But not speaking on you personally, but that's a lot of men's realization. Either they not gonna be with anybody, men that stand on business, they not gonna be, they not gonna meet that person because that person is like finding a needle in a haystack, or they gonna succumb to it, and by that age they are older. So what they attracting is older women, and it's like I kind of missed my time, so to speak. That is a thing. Johnny Blade, appreciate you, bro. I really do. Um, that's a real joy. So it's like it is definitely a good joy, you know. And at the same time, as you get older, it's like you don't think the same way you used to. So things are transpiring. Man, listen, I'm not at that age yet or whatever. I'm up there, but I'm in my 40s, but I get it. Man, that clock is undefeated and it's one of them Jones. That's another reason why I made this video. Because I tried to make it as real as possible to the point where guys understand that the men that is standing on business is a hierarchy, and I get it. But the realization of it is if things are regressing the way we see them, there's nothing that's going to, it's going to be like, what is this for? Now I done lived the last 20 years alone because it ain't nothing out here. And listen, that's a real joint. There's men right now that's in their 60s that's facing that very fact. You know, because they are at that, I ain't going to say the twilight, because you can live till you 80, 90 years old. So you still got some years, but you get in the mid, late 60s, man, that sun it ain't set yet, but it's starting to set. And it's just a real thing. And everybody not loyal, like Patrick just said. I'm in my 40s now. Everyone plays games because of cell phone. Yeah, like it's the power of the internet, electronics, and the way of life that we have cultivated and been brainwashed for some, not all, to be on. Everybody on bullshit. Nobody's real. Nobody's real. That's another problem. And this is men and women. Nobody is real for the most part. People don't have their own thoughts. They have somebody else's thoughts. They living their life out through somebody else's ways or somebody else's thing, and it's crazy. I wish the social media landscape of it would die down a little bit, because that's what's affecting everybody. Social media. I really do. Everything is instant gratification, instant likes, instant validation is at the click of everybody's fingers, and they don't know that that shit is dumbing you down. It's dumbing society down. It is making us robots at this point. Yeah, I said that. Red T. I said that. I feel more sorry for the kids because they growing up in this. This is all they know. This is all they going to know. You know, you gonna have some unicorns that just are different, but your average young person is not going to be a real human being, if that makes sense. It's almost impossible. Like, we were saved because we didn't grow up in this era. The generation after us is somewhat saved because they didn't necessarily grow in this era, and then they already had their own train of thought for the most part by the time they became an adult. And then it's like we were spared. Your average 19-year-old, 21-year-old is this is what they know and going to be knowing for eternity unless something drastically change, which I don't see. I don't foresee that happening. But this is what they, and it's like, what? Born with smartphones in their hand, pretty much. Instagram, trash. Trash. Instagram is the biggest culprit in all this. It's the biggest one to me. Uh, well, they don't have the proper role models either, as far as even in the home, because we know the homes are broken. Most men don't even live with their kids anymore. And even if the men did, some of the men, let's keep it a buck, are distasteful, in and out of jail. These things, it start at home. The fact that computers, cell phones, and the internet is raising these kids, because that's what it is, they have a certain outlook on life. That's why there's a lot of crashing out going on. That's why a lot of these young men are ultra sensitive and ultra emotional. There's no structure in these households, you know? And I don't want to talk too much about that because I obviously got a video coming on that as well. But these young men, I don't know if y'all know this. They ain't like us. I mean, obviously not like us now, but they not like how we was coming up. Not saying we were ultra masculine, but we wasn't ultra emotional. These young bulls crash out over women and everything. If they find out they girl, they wanna crash out. Like not knowing these bitches ain't shit for real, for real. And you gotta see the writing on the wall. And you too young to be in love that hard anyway to be wanting to crash out over a woman. Or it's a social media thing. Oh man, you ain't like my post. You my enemy now. You a op. Young men are ultra emotional, and they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. But look at who they role models is. Look at the fact that all these celebrities, the ones that they look up to, some of them got tattoos on their face. Look at the rappers, they wearing purses. The athletes are wearing purses. So, like, we gotta be real about that. Yeah, see, Patrick, look at the NBA nowadays. Look at their role models, these mumble rappers that you can't even understand. We growing up in some crazy times. We just are. It's wild. It's wild, y'all. But like I said, what you gonna do? Ain't a damn thing. Yeah, start with us. Whether it's getting our voice out there, we gotta preach some positivity and put a stop to a lot of these norms that ain't supposed to be norms. You know, drill rap is definitely garbage, Dre. I agree with you. A lot of these parents want to be their kids' friend. They want to be down with the young people. They want to be like the young people. They want to dress like them, act like them, use their lingo. And not just the parents, just the older people. Like, there's people out here with no kids, but they still want to be down. It's like, man, we gotta be the adults at some point. We gotta listen. It's a fucked up society, y'all. I just gotta be real. There's some good going on, some. It ain't a lot, but nah, it's not. I say one thing: these times ain't for the faint of heart. These times is not for the faint of heart. Because if a lot of people knew this is how it's going to be in 20 years, this is how it's going to be in 25 years, this is how it's going to be, people be like, wait a minute, what the fuck happened? Is we still a world? Like, is we in is this is still America, right? That didn't change. Because it sounds like a fucking horror film. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like something that will happen during the end of times. Not to be super doom on that, but it sounds like what's happening now sounds like something that would happen at the end of our days. Not, oh, this is just how it was for a little while and then. No, this is like the stuff that we hearing about and we seeing, and forget about the news. Stuff we hear about in the news and all. This is stuff that you would hear like during like something where we will become extinct. You know, like this ain't just a normal thing. Oh, just I don't know. Call me crazy though. I truly believe that. I really do. But we could definitely touch more on this on the next live. I wanted to go at least 2 hours, and we did that. Yeah. So we gonna wrap it up in a minute or two, y'all. Cause I do gotta get up for work. I appreciate y'all for being here. I appreciate the dialogue. I appreciate the likes. But we gonna wrap this joint up. Patrick, Dre, Man TX, Unique, everybody that's been in the chat. All of y'all are greatly, greatly appreciated. Johnny Blade, obviously, my man. Lou 912, and a cast of others. My man Graham that made it in towards the end. All of y'all, I appreciate y'all so much, but I am going to try to get some type of sleep tonight, and we going to bring another live in the very, very, very near future. Again, thanks for rocking out with me. We got a video coming out tomorrow that I hope y'all tune into at 1:15 Eastern Time. Other than that, I'm going to say my piece to each and every last one of y'all, man. I really appreciate y'all. And that's it. So, with that being said, everybody, until next time, I see y'all on the next one. I'm out.